Good evening, Swaziland. Welcome to Channel Swazi News. I'm Linda Shongwe with your headlines. The Secretary General of the International Social Security Association, Mr. Hans Konkluensky, arrived in Swaziland. Swazis who have not paid their TV licenses will face the long law. Suspended students are on strike with regard to allowances at the Southern African Nazarene University will be recalled until their grievances are met. The news in detail. The Secretary General of the SADC International Social Security Association, Mr. Hans Konkluensky, arrived in Swaziland to kickstart the 3-year term of the coordination by the Swaziland National Provident Fund Liaison Office to take charge of the Southern African Social Security Services. We have a report.
In an interview, the Secretary General of ISA, Mr. Hans Konkluensky, and other SADC ISA delegates arrived at about 5 p.m. today at King Mswati III International Airport. In an interview, he said, it was quite important that the office is established in the Kingdom of Swaziland, since it will conduct coordinating efforts for the southern region in order for social security officers, or rather members, to benefit out of the office that is going to be officed in the Kingdom of Swaziland.
Well, first of all, we are going to have an historic act because we're going to open the first ever liaison office of the ISA in Swaziland. And this liaison office will not only cover Swaziland, but it will cover all the countries of Southern Africa. So this means that on the one hand, we open a kind of embassy of the ISA, of the International Social Security Association, here in your wonderful country. And this, on the other side, will be the venue for many activities of collaboration between Social Security Administration and responsible ministries in the region. And the purpose is, of course, to promote social protection, and this definitely will also have a positive impact on the population of the kingdom, because we bring, so to say, social protection and social security to the forefront.
For the past 9 years since the establishment of such an office within the region, what strides have you seen?
Well, first of all, we have been able to establish a platform for exchange. One should think that this is kind of normal and there would be already a huge tradition. But we found that through this new office that first was hosted in South Africa, the activities there actually brought the Social Security administrations together. And that's another purpose of the office, because we are a global organization. We have many international events. We have also a big event for Africa, all our members in Africa, but we think there is a good need to also promote the exchange of good practices and lessons learned between members in the different sub-regions. And Southern Africa is a very rich region in terms of population, in terms of social security experiences, but also in terms of needs for improvement. And this is the purpose that we hopefully can contribute to improving social protection conditions, not only in Swaziland, but in the region, by learning from each other and supporting each other.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kawemamba, Channel Swazi News, Camp 3 International Airport.
Swazis who have not paid their TV license will face the long arm of the law. This was revealed today at a meeting where the SV Mdladla and Datanet appointed a task team including prosecutors and the Royal Swaziland Police. We have a report.
It was to first launch the task team, which comprises of police and prosecutors from the various regions in the country. These are officers that have been nominated to work closely with the office that is collecting television license fees, which is the consortium of SV Mdladla and Associates together with Datanet. And following the launch, there is then a workshop that is currently ongoing. And again, the purpose of this workshop is to highlight exactly what they are expected to do as members of this task team, and again to appraise them and conscientize them on the Swaziland Television Act of 1983, which is the law or the act which stipulates that every person who is in possession of a television set in Swaziland is expected to pay television license fees.
Municipalities are encouraged to better the living standards of the people who live in the cities. This transpired at a meeting where the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development had converged with 10 municipalities of various towns in the country. We have a report.
The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development today held a conference whereby they discussed on how the ministry can improve the lives of the people residing in urban areas. The conference was held at the Happy Valley Hotel, whereby they brought together the 10 local authorities. In an interview with Melusi Hlanza of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, he stated that as a ministry, they have identified a need that they address issues that directly affect people residing in urban areas.
Yeah, the Ministry of Housing, together with the Commonwealth Local Government Forum, is conducting a workshop for all local authorities, senior officials there, which are the town clerks and other officers, which we may call lead officers. The workshop is about developing lead strategy, or it's just a second phase of lead for all the local authorities in Swaziland. If I can briefly say, the lead programs, which we call local economic development, it's aimed at trying to restructure our service delivery so that it can be able to address the issues that affect the people directly, so that the people can also benefit and be developed further, rather than only focusing on the infrastructure and other local government service delivery issues.
Pumlandaba of Commonwealth stated that as Commonwealth, they have brought these 10 local authorities not for the first time, since it was their second phase.
Bringing together 10 local authorities that are part of a journey of rolling out local economic development in the country to the 10 local authorities. We had a phase one over the past 3 years with 3 local authorities, Mbabane, Manzini and Matapa. So we're building on those lessons that we learned from the 3 local authorities during phase one, and now we're starting what we're calling phase 2, where building on those lessons, we are now rolling out LED to all the remaining 10 local councils or authorities in the country.
Reporting for Swazi Channel News, I'm Noktula Zabala.
Nurses under the school health from the 4 regions of the country today had a meeting to discuss on how they can better dispose their services to their children in various schools of the country. We have a report.
Today, the team of nurses who provide their services to children in schools work around the World Organization to discuss their strategic guidelines, or rather plan. We spoke to one of the nurses, Nomsama Baso, who told us that discussing their 5-year strategic plan that was initiated last year in December. Mabaso noted that they have played a huge role in decreasing the rate of children going to hospitals, especially in rural areas, with the help of the World Health Organization.
We, the school health team, with the assistance of WFP and WHO, is here at the Royal Swazi Valley today for a strategic planning meeting that starts today until the 23rd to develop a strategic plan for the school health guidelines that were developed in December 2018, which was the first part of them. So this is more like the second phase of these guidelines that will be put into place for the years 2018 to 2022. In short, school health is a unit, or I can say a department of nurses who visit all schools in the 4 regions of Swaziland to do consultations to school children for any minor ailments that they might have, where they then further go into taking them into hospitals for further consultations should there be a need.
Reporting for Channel Swazi News,
You still watching Channel S, Sunkiskati. When you are in when you are in when you are
Time Investments, best suppliers of copier machines, best suppliers of toners. Copiers for sale big at 16,800 plus 50 free adventures. Small copiers at 3,900 plus 1 free toner. We have got reliable investment policies or business opportunities. We also have the best and cheapest business newspaper, which is called On Time Business Network. Our newspaper advertises SMEs, vacancies, tenders, businessmen or woman of the week. Visit Mbabane Manzini and Mafuten. Call our toll-free number 8866. On Time Investments.
Ufisho majiji, umntwana lona lihlanga, uvumbuka kwenshabusuku, unetilonza esiswini, unelibhande, nemaphayiza sakuhlupha isikhathi eside. Vela uphuthume eDubs Herbal utothola lusido. Sinato tonke tinsipho tenhlanhla, umhlabelo, nalokunye lokunye. Ungasithola matutane nemanzini market, nakuleti tindzawo letibhaliwe. Dubs Herbal, bokobela bekulapha ngesintu.
Still watching Channel S, Sunkiskati.
Welcome back. You're still watching Channel Swazi News, and the news continues. The Southern African University suspended students who were on strike are told that they'll be recalled when their grievances are met. This was revealed by the Vice Chancellor of the Southern African Nazarene University in an interview with Channel Swazi.
Following the recent South African Nazarene University strike that then forced the management to send students home, Channel Swazi had an interview with the University Vice Chancellor, Professor Winnie Nhlengetwa, to find out as to how are the students going to catch up since the private students are continuing with their lectures. This is what he had to say.
Yes, bantwana baka first year Faculty of Health Sciences na se Faculty of Education le banedikhalo dema allowances abo solo abakawatholi namanje base ke bacala lokuthi bahlale bangayi emaklasini base basibhalela basitshela ukuthi bona bancuma ukuthi bangayi emaklasini vele uze kufike imali yabo. Sabona ke ukuthi akuna usita inyuvesi akuyisiti akubasiti nalabanye abantwana labafundzako ukuthi kube khona labahleli bese babanga umsindo bekungaba ngcono ukuthi bayohlala ngasemakhaya uze kulungele lo phakelo labo lebalimele kuhulumende ngilaba labasitwa nguhulumende kuphela sase siyakhululana ke ngaleso sizathu.
Melissa Msweli Noktula Zabala for Channel Swazi News, Manzini.
Mr. Andrea Masilela, who survived the crocodile attack in one of the rivers near Bethany, told Channel Swazi on what happened during the attack.
Andreas Masilela of Bethany Matapa is fighting for his life in hospital after he was attacked by a crocodile at Lusuthu River. In an interview with one Vusingwenya, who is an uncle, narrated the story saying, Andreas is a fisherman who makes a living out of selling fish by the roadside. On this day of the incident, he had left a net for the fish to be trapped in the day before, and he came back at around 6 a.m. to collect the catch, and he went in the river where the water came up to his waist. When he was trying to get the net out, he found himself catching a crocodile instead. The crocodile wanted to chop his arm, but he fought. He continued to say he fought the crocodile, which was pulling him towards the deep side of the river, and he was pulling towards the riverbank. When he finally thought he had escaped, the crocodile reached to his chest and the struggle began all over again. He then climbed the crocodile, which used its tail to beat him at the back, and when it turned, he was thrown away. It's then that he got a chance to run to the riverbank, and people who were watching from a distance called help for him, and he was taken to the hospital.
So sakawuhlolele amadweba akhe lemfuleni. Nakefika lemfuleni khona lidweba beciphe ngalo nje ukuthi uyathiya. Uthi nakefika lapha kaze bambe imfishi. The time nakwambe imfishi lihambe lelidweba nalemfishi liyokhaqeka emhlangeni. Angene na usinakangena lamfuleni wangena lamanda khawula la azama ukuthi ayorelease lelidweba litobuya nalemfishi. Nakathi usinakefika lapho ubambelo lisingangala nathi ufaka lesandla lapho urelease lemfishi ungalesikhathi imthasa lengwenye mbambele lesandla. Ke na imbamba lesandla imdvose la imdvosa khanzakale ukuthi akushoni kakhulu ufuna kumisa lela akushona khona. Alwe ke uske walwa ke nayo ke solo vele imbambile la imdlavatile vele uyesabeka.
For Channel Swazi News, I'm Melissa Msweli with Councillor Mabuza and Matapa.
Recapping our top stories to end the English news. The Secretary General of the SADC International Social Security Association, Mr. Hakan Klowensky, arrived in Swaziland to kickstart the 3-year term of the coordination by the Swaziland National Provident Fund Liaison Office to take charge of the Southern African Social Security officers. Swazis who have not paid their TV license will now face the long arm of the law as the TV license task team was appointed today. The team consists of police officers and prosecutors. Suspended students who were on strike with regard to their allowances at the Southern African Nazarene University will be recalled after their grievances emerged. This was revealed by the Southern African Nazarene University Vice-Chancellor in response in an interview with Channel Swazi. Thank you for joining us. We'll leave you with a detailed weather forecast for local towns and selected towns outside the country. Until next time, please do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Good night.